Hey y'all, I'm Shayna. I'm back with another review. This is for The Never Ever Mets, Season 2, Episode 9, Wish We Never Ever Met. I wish y'all never ever met. Y'all didn't need to meet. It should have never happened, actually. Look, I apologize for, being late with the review, but I will try to do better next time. I will really try. We will see. And my daughter has a recital this weekend. And if you've ever had a daughter in dance, recital week is hectic, okay? Plus just some personal things going on. And I still been feeling really down lately about being demonetized and not getting the views needed to reapply to see if I can qualify for remonetization. So if y'all can do your girl big one, like the video, subscribe, do all the things. It's free and it's greatly appreciated, okay? Now let's get into it. So we pick up with the tail end of Ty and Brittany's argument. And I'm like, didn't we already see this last week? Like, if y'all don't got no more material, then, honey, we can wrap this up. Because didn't we already see this last week? Okay. Lord, am I? Okay, there we go. We go. Okay. Brittany tells Ty to get the F on, so he leaves. And then she tells the group in the kitchen, because, everybody always be in the kitchen when, conversations and arguments are happening. So she tells the group that she's basically upset that Ty didn't lie like she did when they played that game. And Jay asks Brittany if she thinks Ty feels that she disrespects him. It's clear that Jay is still holding a grudge because Brittany tickled Cinco at one point. She brought it up before, and I understand. Rightfully so to be upset. But it's obviously like that's what's going on. Jay said that Ty's bending over backwards while Brittany does nothing. And Brittany said, look, y'all only see one side. Y'all only see his side. Y'all don't see what I do. I move in silence. Girl, you moving in silence and you ain't doing nothing. Surely if you did something at some point, the cameras would have caught you making him breakfast or, something like that. Didn't nobody see you doing nothing. Like, moving in silence, girl, you a lie, allegedly. So, just be honest and say you don't like that man. I mean, there's only one side to see. Anyway, Brittany said, I already read that. Alexa said that Ty doesn't want food and tea. He wants physical affection like hugs and kisses. That ain't happening. She looked like it pained her when she gave him that one peck that one time. Jay said that he wants to be touched like she touches everybody else's man. And of course, Brittany's in denial. But we see video footage, because there's cameras everywhere, of Brittany flirting with other men in the house. Every other man aside from Ty. Oh, excuse me. Look, you know what? I was drinking this ginger ale here. And y'all know when you don't have soda in a while, you feel like it's coming back up. So my apologies in advance. But Jay said Brittany looks like a promiscuous whore walking around the house. I don't know about all that. Every time I hear promiscuous, I think about Promiscuous Girl. That song back in the day with Nelly Furtado. That was a good song. Whatever happened to Nelly Furtado anyway. But back to this. I don't think she looks like that. I think she looks like a flirt, yes. But this is, we kind of we dragging it a little bit now. So in her confessional, Brittany said Jay got a nerve when she was in the shower busting it wide open on the first night for Cinco. The difference here, though, is she was doing that with her man who she came there for. Brittany, you're flirting with everybody else's man and not your man or the man you came to see. She did that with her man, not your man. And that's the difference. Brittany said that Jay doesn't even know what promiscuous means. And I think she's right. It didn't really seem to me like she knew what promiscuous meant. I mean, But that's besides the point. Because the point still remains the same. That you're going around tickling other people's men. So And even Cinco was like, you did tickle me. And she's like, I don't remember that. Like, girl, you did it. But Ty reappears and, Brittany had left. And Alexis suggests that they finish the conversation in the morning. Ty said, enough is enough. I'm done apologizing. Even when I do nothing wrong, I'm always the one that has to apologize. And I said, finally, I was sick of him doing this. Like, it's not getting, weird. You know she don't like you. She knows she don't like you. Enough. Stop playing these games. Brittany feels like Ty needs to say something amazing to keep her there. Girl, are you delusional? You pointed your finger in his face. You cussed him out. You emasculated him. You blamed him because he told the truth when y'all played the game and you lied. You flirted with other men. What would he say to try to keep you at this point? Like, help me to understand. Now, I'm not a Ty fan or nothing, but Brittany is not innocent. Okay. So in the next scene, we see Jared lying to Charlie about catching the catfish. I mean, he just lied for no reason at all. Like, why are they still there anyway? But okay. So Jay and Cinco discuss moving, who's going to move where, because he's in Atlanta and she's in Chicago. And they just not on the same page. Cinco wants Jay and her son to move to the A. And Jay explained that her support system is in Chicago. She's a single mother. And even though, because he's like, okay, but your son is only 4. Like, what's the big deal? Even though he's only 4, she has to think about school and his friends and family that he's around. And he has a life in Chicago, even though he's 4. So don't act like, oh, well, he's just 4. Like, he's not 4 months. He's 4. He has established bonds already. So Cinco said he moved around every year until high school, and they both work remote. And so he feels like, she can still move. And, okay, I've gone through this situation. If you watched my reviews before, now I shared that I was in a long-distance relationship with my ex-fiance. And it was exactly like this, even though my son was older. He was like around 7, 8 at the time. So, one, I think it's too soon for them to be discussing this because they just met. Like, they just met in this climate at that. They haven't spent any time alone with each other or anything. So I think it's too soon to be talking about moving. But if you're long distance, that is a conversation that has to be had because eventually somebody got to make the move. So, but also, my ex-fiance, he wanted me, like Cinco, to move where he was. He didn't have any children. I had a son. He wanted me to pack up and move my son, who was actually in school, had friends, the whole 9. And again, my support system was here. His dad lives in my same state and in my same city. So it's like, okay, I have to be mindful. It's not just about me to just up and move when you don't have any kids. So it's like, if you already knew this up front when you approached her, then you should have factored in that you may have to be the one to make the move. But, I guess he just thought she was going to come to him. With my ex, he pretended like he was okay with moving. At first, he tried to convince me to go down there. I was thinking about it at first, but we got engaged. We had a daughter, so we have my daughter. That's our child, and I have my son. But he always resented me. Like, he immediately resented me, and it showed. And so he just could not even hide it any longer. And I still believe till this day, this is many years later, he still resents me for moving here. Now, I was not going to do it. Like, I was never going to move down there for somebody who was not my husband. Like, I don't know what you're thinking, but you had a child with him. Look, once we got married, I was considering relocating, but I'm not up and moving for somebody who's not my husband when I have a child to think about. If you knew I had a child beforehand, then you shouldn't even expect for me to move. You should be trying to accommodate me and make sure I feel comfortable, or reassure me that when I get down there, I'll still have that same kind of support. Moving down there would have been one of my biggest mistakes I had ever made. And it's not just affecting me, it's affecting my child. I had to think about somebody else. And I would have been scrambling to get back where I live currently. So I don't think it's a good idea to just up and move, especially with somebody, that she hardly knows. Anybody can be anybody want to be over the phone or on the weekends when they come and visit. It's all great, But until you live with them, spend some significant amount of time with them, and then you don't have your support system that you're used to having, and you don't have the help, you need help. It takes a village to raise a child. Everybody doesn't have that. But if you have that, then you shouldn't give that up to move with somebody who doesn't even have children, so they don't know a lot of your struggles and what your gripes are and what your concerns are or anything like that. But I mean, they should have had this conversation earlier on. It just seems like he just wants it kind of his way. I also moved around a lot as a child because my dad was in the military, and it was awful. Like, he was like, oh, well, it made it easier because I didn't get attached to people and I could make friends easily because I always moved. I hated it. I didn't like anything about moving around. So it affects everybody differently. And her having that, in the back of her mind is what a good parent should be thinking about. Because you no longer put yourself first when you're a parent. You have to think about your child first. And he can't understand that he's moving and operating and sounding like somebody who doesn't have any kids. But I mean, a relationship's about compromise, and neither one is willing to budge. And so this might be a deal breaker for them down the road. But start with visiting each other first before y'all talk about moving. Why didn't y'all see each other prior to this show? Unless they did. But anyway, Brittany and Ty finally have the much needed talk. Brittany felt like Ty should have protected her in the kitchen when she felt like she was getting jumped. Girl, you told him to get the F on, get out your face. What were you expecting? So Ty said when he walked back into the kitchen, everyone was discussing how she flirts with other men and how she was tickling people. Girl, it's looking like she playfully touched everybody else but Ty. Because even in the clip, she was like, oh yeah, all the men are handsome and all that stuff. Like, girl, and she's talking about, well, that's just me. That's just how I am. Okay, but you're not touching the person that you came there for, though. That's the problem. And keep your hands to yourself. He even said, I haven't touched a woman in this house ever. And you shouldn't. It's inappropriate. Boundaries. If you don't like that man, then you should have just went home. Brittany said that there's a lot of jealousy in the house. No one should be jealous of anybody in that house. Jealous of what exactly? Not these relationships. Can't be that. So they agreed to leave finally, and well, it was much better than Alicia and whatchamacallit. So Ty said bye to everyone on his way out, and Brittany just walked right past them, child, like they wasn't even sitting there. She acted like they did not exist, honey. And Jay said, oh, she don't got to speak to us. That's fine, because you leaving the same way you came, alone. Girl, not too much. Because 90% of y'all going to leave alone. And Jay and Cinco may leave together, but will they stay together is the real question. So Charlie in her confessional said, like, look, Ty and Brittany were forcing it. Brittany don't like that man. Like, they definitely need to go. Right message, but wrong messenger. Girl, because you can see all that, but you can't see that Jared don't like you. And why are y'all still here? But okay. Speaking of Jared and Charlie, so they chat again on the balcony. And Charlie said she just not realizing that Jared is spitting game. He is smooth talker, kicking that flavor in her ear, telling her what she want to hear. Girl, you late to the party. Like, hello, we've been through that. He told you that's what he was doing, and you still chose to turn a blind eye. Like, he's not a smooth talker. He's not even good at it. You just want to keep talking to him because he's not deceiving or anything. So, Taronda, whatever the host name is, she arrived. And girl, what do you have on? I don't know. I guess it's just to tell them it's when they left. They know that. So Cinco and Jay go on a date to make perfumes and smell scents and stuff. We should have had more of this. There should have. I know the budget is kind of low, but there should have been more dates, solo dates, or maybe double dates if y'all want to, cut down costs. There should have been more dates all throughout the season. They were spending too much time in the house, and that's why they was arguing. So Cinco has an acquired taste. He likes scents like tacos and linen, and I don't know how that go together. And then he hints at Jay moving to Atlanta again. And I'm like, were you listening to her the first time? Jay again is not budging. She don't want to move there. And again, I don't feel like he's reassuring her and making her feel comfortable that she is safe, that she can uproot her child and move. That's a big deal. So Cinco said she should visit first. And yes, let's start there. Let's start with the visit. Let's visit back and forth. I mean, me personally, I don't want to move to no windy city either. Okay, so I mean, I understand, but if I didn't have a child and the person has a child, he said he works remote too, so he can just bring his laptop to where she at. He don't got nothing to lose. Does his family in Atlanta? How will they feel with her bringing her child? Will they be her new support system? Will she feel comfortable and trusting to have her child with them? There's a lot to factor in. So Keke's friend Maya, I guess she's trying to spell it like Maya Angelou. Mayo. I don't know. Mayo. Spell kind of weird. Like, people just be wanting to be different. Like, girl, if you don't just spell it M-Y-A or M-I, well, M-I-A is Mia. They just do too much. But anyway, and Brandon's brother, I forgot his name. They come into the house. These are the last two family and friends come into the house. So the brother walks in, and immediately he asks Alexis, like, okay, where's my brother at? Why are you opening the door? Where's my brother? Okay. And Alexis felt like he was being a little rude. I say blunt, yes. I don't think he was really being rude because he was like, he walked in, he was like, you smell good. You smell nice, by the way. He complimented her. And she like, you don't want me to show you around? Like, no, I don't. I want to come here and see my brother. Like, I'm not coming to see you. Why are you showing me around? I don't need no tour. I came here with a purpose. And if I want to see the house, my brother can show me around. Like, girl, what are you talking about? I would have been a little annoyed as well. And then and I don't know, because she was like, well, where are you from? Like, am I here to get to know you? Like, what's going on? Where's my brother? I mean, I understand making small talk and being polite, but girl, I mean, I'm only here for, do you know you have 20 minutes? 20. Not 30 minutes, but 20 minutes is all they had. So Brandon said his brother has been his brother since he was 5. Like, basically, his mom married the brother's dad. That was his dad. The brother's dad is his stepdad, or was his former stepdad. They grew up with each other. They've been in each other's lives pretty much all of their lives. So they are brothers as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't like to do steps and half siblings and all that. Like, you grew up together, then that's your brother. And I'm going to respect it as such. Because I know later on, Keke's friend was like, blood brother? Like, does it matter, girl? He said that's his brother. Like, and that's his actual, not his homeboy, his brother he grew up with. So I'm guessing Brandon's mother remarried, because at some point he says that he had an alcoholic stepfather, which caused him to grow up fast. And at 15, he had to help raise his siblings. So I'm like, I guess, the kids from the first marriage were still tight and she remarried. Because Brandon asked the brother, like, how's mom and dad doing? So I'm like, did they get back together? Or what's going on? Some holes missing, but I guess we only got but so much time, okay? So Keke tells her friend about Brandon policing her drinking. Is this the same friend you said you was getting drunk with every night when your mama passed? Is that the same friend? Because she said her best friend, and then she said this is her best friend. So I feel like that's the friend who enables her. But anyway, Keke still didn't tell her secret about the fact that she was living with her ex. And I feel like she was living with her ex until like she got on the show, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my thoughts. She's hoping Brandon has a secret too. And I just think that's so trifling. Like, you just hope, like, oh, hopefully he'll have a secret too, so I won't look so bad. Like, you already look bad, girl. Too late. You look bad, period. So all 4 of them get together and chat. And everyone feels like Brandon should ease up on Keke's drinking, since this is like a vacation. On one hand, I feel like you're there with a purpose to get to know each other and whatever. Like, this isn't really supposed to be a vacation, but it is, I guess, like a vacation. It's not like she's just drinking, like, socially or throughout the day. It's like she's like drinking. It seems like from how he's describing it, like she's drinking excessively though. And Keke, you said early on, on the first episode that you're working on your drinking. What would you be working on if you're a social drinker? If I only drink when I go out and about here and there, and I'm not drinking every day, I'm not a regular drinker, what do I need to work on? Like, so girl, anyway. But Brandon's brother exposed that Brandon tried to visit Keke 4 times in the 4 years. And she stood him up and goes to him every time. Keke, you wrong. That's insane. That's insane. Brandon, why are you even still entertaining her? Like, he really wanted to meet her real bad. You do not play with people. I don't care. I forgot where she lived. Maybe she in Atlanta too. He in Alabama. Like, it might not be a very long drive, maybe like 2-3 hours or something like that. It's a principle. I don't care if you live 30 minutes away. If I'm coming to meet you and I come to where you are, or he come, I won't have nobody coming knowing I have no intentions or plans on meeting them. You don't play with people like that. Keke is wrong. And she up there lying before somebody. I was just insecure about my weight, knowing you were lying. And even wear crop tops every day. He know what you look like, so that can't be it. I knew she was lying from day one. So Keke brings up her ex and the fact she was living with him. And brother asks, like, okay, well, how long you been with that ex? And she said it was like 8 years or whatever. So Keke doesn't believe that Brandon was faithful to her in them 4 years. Because he was like, I ain't been talking to nobody else. And I did hear he had a 3-year-old or like a 3 or 4-year-old. Maybe that tracks, though. Like, maybe he just ended a relationship with his child's mother, if this is the case, right before he started talking to Keke. So maybe there was some overlap in the beginning or something. I don't know. Maybe not. But either way, he wasn't living with no ex for them 4 years. Because now she wished she didn't even tell him. Like, you was going to have to say something though, because you already told the producer. So it's too late now. But you stood him up 4 times. We can't even do that. Oh, we wasn't seeing each other. Because I feel like Charlie and Jared could pull that, even though they had kids, which is like on a whole nother level. But it's like he was trying to come see you. He was putting in an effort to come and meet up with you and spend time with you and see you. So it's not like he was just talking to you on the phone and that was it. He was trying to put in an effort because he thought this was actually going somewhere, and you were playing games, Keke. She's childish. That's why she still suck her thumb. So Brandon vents to Alexis after the family members leave. And Alexis was like, so in those 4 years, you never slept with anybody? Why? I'm like, because he wanted Keke. Like, what? Why are y'all acting like, I know it's hard, but oh, a man didn't sleep with anybody in 4 years? Every man ain't loosey-goosey. Every man ain't for the streets. Some men are just holding themselves for the woman they actually want. Like, I know it's a rare occurrence, but everybody ain't for everybody. And I'm like, the longer you go without it, like, it kind of gets a little easier to be celibate. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, the longer you go, you like, I don't even care at this point. It's been 2 years, has it? What? Like, it's not that big of a thing. Like, if you don't make that, like, your whole concern and you're worried about other things, it's possible to not be concerned with that. She must have been leading him on to the point where he visited her 4 times. Like, she thought this was going somewhere. But after the first time, I wouldn't even give her a second time unless you gave me a good explanation and plenty of notice. After the first time she played them games, I would have never been thinking about her ever again. Okay? Must have had to been for this show, because there ain't no way, not in real life. So Keke told the rest of the group about that ex, and they was like, oh, that ain't nothing. I mean, would have thought she was talking about you had a child or something. That ain't nothing. Oh, y'all wasn't even seeing each other. So, I mean, y'all are wrong. Loud and wrong. Keke was wrong for what she was doing. She was leading him on and playing games. She left that part out. She left out bits and pieces, a very, very important fact that he was trying to see her. It's not like, she tried to see him and it didn't work, and then they kind of it just never happened. No, he was the only one making effort to come see her, and she was standing him up. I don't really see it for Keke. I don't, because I don't like the way she moved. Like, I feel like she's just childish. But want to be like, oh, we're grown. Well, act like it. She's 29. She's too old for this. And too old to be sucking that thumb. So the next morning, we find out that Keke and Brandon, they were cuddling, but last night she had to sleep alone. And I'm like, I seen them sit on the couch, shoulder to shoulder one time. When did they start cuddling? Because she was another one who wasn't showing no signs of affection. But I mean, this is news to me. So Keke said that she tells Cinco that she gets why Brandon is upset, but let's move it along. No, let's not. He just found out last night. It's the next morning. We're not moving it along and brushing past it like you want because you don't want to deal with it and you don't like confrontation. No, you don't have to move on until he's ready. So Cinco tries to defend Brandon after the fact, after you had already said that was no big deal the night before. When no one's around, now you want to defend. Well, hush. So Keke and Brandon talk, and Keke is annoyed. Girl, you're annoyed because you really still got feelings for that ex and you don't want to talk about it. That's why you're annoyed. She doesn't take any accountability and tries to shift blame on Brandon, of course, saying he mopes around and he doesn't listen to her and all this stuff. Like, girl, I ain't never heard you say none of this stuff before. Now all of a sudden there's all these issues on your end. Girl, I can't even try to work with her. Like, you're not really giving me nothing to work with. He was getting on my nerves with the police and her drinking. Like, if she want to be a sloppy drunk or whatever, then let her. Either you going to deal with it or not. But everything else, and he was like, look, he's like, I ain't say nothing about you drinking. I ain't say nothing about it. I let it go. Keke, the right response would have been an apology. I'm sorry for life, because ultimately she lied. She told him it was one thing and it was something else. It was really about another man. That is a deal breaker for me. So I don't mind him saying it's a deal breaker for him. That's a big deal. And everybody trying to act like it's a small little minor thing. No, because even you, Cinco, when y'all were playing that one game night when y'all was eating dinner, and Jay said she slept with 2 men in the same day, and he was like, was it since April, since we've been talking? Well, y'all just met just the other day. So does it matter if it was in April because y'all wasn't seeing each other, right? But I guess this situation's different. Help me to understand. Okay. But Keke, an apology would have been the appropriate response, but she don't want to take no accountability because she's childish. So Brandon was like, do you want to end things? Like, you want to end this? And she was like, this conversation? And he was like, no, this situation. And she's like, over breakfast? Yeah, girl. Okay, he lost his appetite. And you done ate most of your breakfast anyway. Pack it up and go home. Y'all been there too long anyway. I guess if everybody packed it, we wouldn't have no show left. We need a reunion. Next week is the last day. It's the final. I hope it's not the final episode. We need not a little Zoom call. We need a real legitimate reunion with the host and y'all meeting at a place on a stage. We need a real reunion. At least one full part. Can y'all do that? Come on now. Season 2 deserves it. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.